Hello my lovelies, Robbie here again from Kickback Garage, and today I'm on my way off in my pop to a rally. If that's something you fancy having a watch of, then grab yourself a coffee. I'll send the scooter over. Get over there. Go on. So the interesting thing is we're off to a local rally today, and we're meeting up with some guys from Denmark, which is pretty cool. I think they're 4 or 5 riders. And we're meeting up with, I think, 4 of the lads from Oslo. They started riding yesterday, and I've just been told they're on their way. They're a little bit behind schedule, but it doesn't really matter because I reckon if... because the rest of my crew are down in the centre of Kristiansand, and they are meeting up with the Danish lads, and I'm thinking because of this corona thing, maybe they have to test themselves and stuff, so we haven't really got we're not really in that much of a rush. So as you can see, this time I'm taking Turid, and the ride up here, I've ridden about 40 kilometres to meet the lads up here. I'm not too keen on that Avanti. it's just not got the same sort of mid-range pull that the BGM Sport Clubman has got, and it's a loud bugger to boot. Anyway, so what I think I'm going to do is grab myself something to eat. I've got some Danish pastry delights here and a bit of iced coffee, and oh yeah, of course, you can't forget the old snooze to top it up for the dessert. And I'll turn the camera on when the boys from Oslo decide to turn up. Right, hello my lovelies. The lads from Oslo are having problems. The Danes have come. We've already had one breakdown. That little cute little GL had a bit of a breakdown. A lot of plastic here. Don't say that out loud. Right, let's get the flock out of here. Isn't that Avanti exhaust loud? I really have to try and not to shout. But it seems you sort of split up into 2 groups, to tell you the truth. The slower lads are in an extra group behind us there, and then we got 2 GTSs or whatever they are. The one with the, what they call Gorisei or something like that. The GTS that's got the light on the front mudguard there. What I have noticed already on the corners here is that some of the Danish lads, how can I put this politely? They don't seem to be very used to corners, which is, I suppose, pretty normal, because Denmark, flat as a pancake, all the roads are pretty straight. They're a bit all over, they're a bit wobbly in the corners, put it that way. So, but it's good to ride with them, because it means that my little RT240 gets a bit of a run of its money when it's up against these 300 modern 300s. I'm having no problems keeping up with them. I think that's more to do with skill than the scooter. And to tell you the truth, I'm not a really skilled rider either. But now we seem to be stuck behind a lorry. We're stuck behind a lorry. But the reason why I put the camera on really is that when we get up these corners here, it sort of flattens out a bit, straightens out a bit. It's a bit bumpy. I've actually got a secret weapon in the back. I'm trying a new shock, which I have tuned and developing myself, making bits on the made bits on the lathe, and it's doing an admirable job actually. It's actually better than the what's it called? Than the Protec Chill Speed shock. It follows the road a lot better. But I'll come back to that when everything's finalised. I'm doing it for tuning it for a big shop. So they should be for sale sometime in the winter, I reckon. And normally I'm jumping all over the place like I was on my series 1 last time. And this one is just hugging the road on these bumpy roads. Really, really cool. So this is the flat bit, and then suddenly dives down into, well, after this flat bit that is, it suddenly dives down into a little village called Consmore. I just want to show you these. Proper Le Mans type switchbacks we're going to go down here. It's quite cool. And then we got some others on the way up on the other side. The weather, it's definitely summer. It's definitely on its way past us. But I'm very lucky. We had rain all last week, and the sun has decided to come out again. Temperature is around 18 degrees, but it is blooming windy, and that's where the big GTS scooters have a slight advantage over us small wheel types. That the wind does tend to catch you a bit, especially the side wind. So looks like we're on our way down now soon. I suppose this is Norwegian equivalent of getting stuck in traffic. It's one lorry. Yeah, you got those big ruts. It takes it really, really nicely. I didn't even have a squirm there. Nice. Maybe I should have taken this scooter on the last tour after all. The only thing that's annoying is that with the Avanti pipe on this setup, it's I do miss the mid-range on the hills. I do have to rev it higher to get it to chug along, but really that's sort of a good thing as well, because the higher the revs, the better the cooling you've got. Not that we're going to have any cooling issues, but the hills that we're going to do today are quite killer. Oh, I like this, and thank the Lord for my BGM Pegasus seat. My bum is snug as a bug on an umbrella, or is that in a rug? Not sure. So here we go. Here's the old corners. Shame that lorries. What they doing? Sure. I'm telling you, when they the problem is, if they're gonna slow down that far when you get those chevrons, then gonna have some problems further down the road, I think, because not all the corners have those, especially when the road gets smaller, narrower, as it's gonna do in about an hour's time. So let's hope that they're okay with that. Now the Danes, the reason why they're on their the Volvo classic scooters, the reason why they're on their GTSs, first off, is that they're old and got bad backs. Anybody heard that excuse before? But they have actually ridden 400 kilometers to get up here. But there is one of them, I think actually is the oldest of the bunch. He's a generation over me at least, and he's on his Vespa, white Vespa GL. Where is he? I'm just in a bunch of GTSs here. I've got some sort of Piaggio or something or other behind me. Beverly or something like that. It's a stressless sofa on wheels, and behind him is a red GTS. So I think we've lost the classics, apart from Svein. But Svein is a bit of a maniac, so I don't care who you are, you're not getting past him. He just hasn't got any life preservation. Anyway, I'll turn the camera off. That was the hairpin corners, and I'll throw it back on again when I get to something interesting. Yeah. Right, we're having some fun on the twisties at the moment. Funny thing was, we just had to stop the cars. We sort of slowed down for the back markers, and a couple of the Danes rode past us, and they went straight ahead in a junction. We were supposed to be going to the right. So then they had to turn back, and so we got about a half an hour break there. And we're not even halfway, which is a bit funny. But we told them now, you have to try and keep behind the lads that know where we're going, and keep an eye in your mirror so that we don't leave anybody. It's pretty funny, actually. Oh, these roads are mint. Got a little bit of afternoon traffic there. I think that's the third car I've seen since I set off from home. Oh boy. And to tell you the truth, I don't fancy having the... I mean, I'm a terrible driver. I just don't dare having the Danes in front of me. Sorry about that if you watch the video. They just don't keep the even speed that we do in the corners. It's a bit of erratic braking, and it's not very good for my confidence. Oi! Car number 4, what would you know? Oh, 5, 6, wow! Now this is it's almost London traffic now. Lucky, they're all going the wrong way. Well, compared to where we're going at least. So Svein's decided to take it easy so that we don't end up with anybody in the ditch, and it's going slightly under my comfort zone, which makes it really quite enjoyable ride, actually. Quite enjoyable ride. And the Danes were saying they're really impressed by the Norwegian drivers, how courteous they are. We don't think they're courteous, but they say they're a lot more courteous than the Danish drivers. It's like when we was going up the hills and stuff, people stop for us. Look at this, lad. Look at this. What's this? It's the full set of hairpin corners we've done since I left the house. He might be courteous, but he was certainly on the wrong side of the road. It's just big sweepers. And that rear shock of mine, we had a really bumpy road, not far off the one that we did on the tour, and it was coping admirably, I have to say. Really impressed with the tune on that thing now. So hopefully I'll get my notes back to the producer, and I can get these things on the market. They're really lovely, and they're designed so that they can be adjustable for 300 to 310 without losing the Series 2 stroke. Brilliant. Right, The corners are opening up. The Danes are following us alright. They are taking it easy. Just absolutely beautiful. They're not used to this at all. If you think about sort of the south of England, sort of Essex, with a lot of sand and very straight roads, that is pretty much what Denmark looks like, and a lot of wind, but we've got quite a bit of that today as well. I can feel that, definitely. Svein has mentioned it. I think it just boils down to the fact that he's got bigger balls than I have, or older balls. That's it. That's the dodgy thing. That's what we've been trying to tell the Danish. Is that, like, if you've noticed, most of these curved corners, they haven't got the chevron corner signs, and that's because when you come into an area where there's just really tight corners, then they don't bother putting them up. So yeah, you have to watch out for that one when you're riding in Norway. Selfies, I reckon. Yeah. It's typically now it's bloody warm. I have to take my gear off. I wonder where they are. Why are they taking such a long time? We rode quite smooth over there. Never mind. Okay, that was a bit dramatic. The fella who drove past me, who was braking all the time before the corners, he has gone out on a corner and broken his collarbone. Fuck, which is a bit of a pain. I was a bit worried that might happen. I think they were driving faster than they're used to on the twisty roads. I'll give you a little bit of an update when we find out how it's going with him. We don't want too many people up there. The Danes have gone up, so yeah, that's shit. Apparently he's okay, but yeah, collarbone isn't cool.